Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving deep into Van Gogh's The Starry Night today.
Yeah, it's one of those paintings everyone knows.
Right. Like even if you're not an art buff, you've seen it.
Exactly. It's iconic.
But we've got some research excerpts here that I think are going to blow some minds.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because we're going to go beyond just like, oh, pretty swirls.
Mhm.
We're going to look at what Van Gogh actually saw versus what he chose to like change or imagine.
Yeah, get inside that creative process a little bit.
Exactly. So to start off, a lot of people see this painting and they're like, whoa, this must be a total dream world.
Yeah, you get that sense of movement, that energy.
Totally. But it's actually based on a real view.
It is, from his asylum room in Sarmy de Provence.
Oh, right. He wasn't exactly having the best time then, was he?
No, not really. But this view from his window, he was fascinated by it.
Like really fascinated.
He painted it at least 21 times.
Whoa, wait, 21 times. The same view?
Yeah, our sources say it could be even more.
That's wild. Like he just kept coming back to it.
Yeah, he painted sunrises, moonrises, different weather, you name it.
So he wasn't just trying to capture the scene perfectly, he was.
More like exploring it, trying to capture its essence.
I like that, capturing the essence. So what kind of things stayed the same throughout all these versions?
Well, there are a few key elements you'll almost always see, like the Alpilles Mountains.
Oh, right, those sort of form a line in the background?
Yeah, a diagonal line kind of grounding the whole composition.
Right, right.
And then you have the cypress trees.
Those are so distinctive.
They are those dark, almost flame-like shapes reaching upwards.
Yeah, sometimes they're huge, almost ominous.
In others, they're smaller, more integrated into the landscape.
It's like he was playing with their significance.
Absolutely. Now, here's where things get a little tricky. That village at the bottom of the hill.
The one with the church steeple.
Yep, that one. It wasn't actually visible from his window.
Wait, seriously? He just added that?
Seems that way.
Yeah.
It's likely based on sketches he did elsewhere.
Huh. So it's not a completely accurate representation then?
No, it's got this element of, like, artistic license.
Why do you think he did that?
Well, it makes you wonder, right?
It does. Was he trying to, I don't know, create a sense of community?
Maybe, especially given his isolation in the asylum.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or maybe it was just for the composition, to balance things out visually.
Good point. So it adds this whole other layer of meaning to the painting.
For sure. And speaking of things not quite being what they seem, there's that bright star.
Oh, the one right above the cypress tree.
That's actually Venus.
No way. So it's not even a star.
No, it's a planet. And researchers have confirmed it would have been visible at that time and place.
Wow, so that part's accurate.
It is. But then we get to the moon, and that's where things get a bit more interpretive.
Oh, how so?
Well, the way Van Gogh painted the moon, it doesn't match up with the actual moon phase at the time.
Interesting. So it's not astronomically correct.
Not exactly, which raises a bigger question about Van Gogh's style overall.
You mean, was he going for pure realism or?
Or was he prioritizing emotion, expression through color and form?
The moon's distortion kind of suggests the latter, right?
I think so. It speaks to that tension between observation and imagination.
Totally. Which actually leads to another debate about the Starry Night.
You mean, where was it painted?
Exactly. Outdoors or in the studio?
Big question. Our research mentions letters Van Gogh wrote to his brother and sister.
Oh, so they could shed some light on this.
Potentially. He talks about working outdoors, sketching from life.
Right, right.
And some evidence suggests he did sketch outdoors, but then likely finished the paintings in his studio.
So a bit of both.
It's possible, yeah.
Fascinating stuff. So after all this, what can we conclude about the Starry Night?
I think it's clear that it's a masterpiece that blends observation and imagination.
Like it's based on a real place, a real view, but then he...
But then he added his own touch, his own emotions to create something truly unique.
Exactly. It makes you appreciate the artistry even more.
I think so. Every detail was a choice.
A deliberate choice. So for everyone listening, does knowing all this change how you see the Starry Night?
Yeah, does it make you look closer, think about the artist's intentions?
And maybe even think about other famous works of art differently.
Yeah, like how much is based on reality versus the artist's vision.
Right. And thinking about it on an even bigger scale.
What can we learn from this about creativity in general?
Exactly. Like even seemingly fantastical art can be rooted in the real world.
And maybe that inspires us to see the world around us a little differently.
To look for the beauty, the hidden stories.
And maybe even find our own ways to blend observation and imagination.
Yes, to create our own starry nights in whatever form they may take.
Exactly.
So get out there, observe, imagine, create. That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.